So what is Docker? Now Docker is a platform and a set of tools basically to achieve containerization. So we have talked about containers, right? How it can be helpful. And if you want to achieve that, we can use Docker. Now how Docker does this? So Docker uses some components to achieve this. There are different components available. And of course, once we go ahead with the course, we'll understand all this component in detail, how it works, how do we create those, how do we configure them. But what are these components? Now the first component we have here is a Docker engine. Now this engine is basically responsible to do this stuff which we're talking about, right? Creating the containers, managing the containers, and as a user, how will you interact with the containers? So basically we have to use some command line prompt which you can pass some commands to interact with the Docker. Next, it provides you something called containers. And obviously, right, when you talk about Docker, it should have containers. So Docker provides you that containers concept so that you can run your softwares inside Docker. Next, we have an image. Now, of course, right, if you want to run a particular container, so as I mentioned, as a developer, when you do all the setup on your machine and you have installed the compiler, the web server, the database, all the configuration, and now you want to give this container to some other team or you have to install this on some other machine. Now what you can do is, you cannot simply give a running container, of course. So you have to give a image. Now what is image? Image is like a blueprint of it. It's a lightweight file of your container, running container, which you can simply save it. It will create an image, and then you can simply use the image to run the containers on some other machine. So let's say if you get this image on your machine from someone else, you can simply run your Docker and load this image and it will run the container. And with one image, you can run multiple containers, not just one, if you want to scale it. Now question arises, how will you create this image? And that's where in Docker, we have to create a Dockerfile. How do we do it? That's a different things. We'll talk about that later. But we have to create a Dockerfile where you mention, hey, how do you want to create this image? Docker is good. It's very smart, but it's not that smart. It will create a Dockerfile for you automatically. So you have to mention what are the things we needed, what are the steps to run this project, and what configuration you need. So you can specify everything in a Dockerfile. Next we have is Docker Hub. Now from start, I'm saying that in this container, you can install the compilers, the installer, all this stuff, or web servers. But the question is, from where you will get it? And what if you want to run the OS inside a container? Yes, you can do that. How will you do it? So maybe for everything, you have to create your own image. Not exactly. So all these big companies, what they have done is they have created an image for their own softwares. Let's say if you want a web server, let's say Tomcat, you will get a Tomcat image. If you want MongoDB, you will get a MongoDB image. But question arises from where you will find it. Do we have to go to the individual website to download it? Not exactly. See, we are working with Docker, right? So I think it's Docker responsibility to have that repository where you will find all the images, and we do have it. There's something called Docker Hub. Imagine this as a cloud storage or the cloud service where you can get all the images. I mean, when I say all the images, most of the images. So if you want a particular image, just go there on Docker Hub and just download the image. Now, what about the networking? Now, when you are building application on your own machine, of course, your own OS has a networking component, right? So if you want to connect your two different services and if you want them to communicate, you can use your network protocols and services, right? What about containers? Containers themselves have their own networking components. So by default, everything works inside the container. But what if you want to connect your application which is running, or some application running on your local machine, let's say your Chrome, to the container? And that's why you have to expose some network ports from the container. So it provides you network component as well. Apart from this, what about the storage? So Docker provides you something called volumes. If you want to store data permanently, you can use the volumes of Docker. Now, what if you are building an application which will need multiple containers? So of course you can build application in one container, but sometimes you need multiple containers. Now, how will you do it? Now that's where Docker Compose comes into picture. So again, how do we compose it? That we'll see later, but we have this component. So all these components makes Docker. So what is Docker? Docker is basically a platform and the set of tools which we have talked about to run the containers so that it will be portable, it will be secure, and it will be scalable. Now question arises, how can we get started? So that we'll see in the next video where we'll do the setup, and we'll also see how do you run a particular container in the upcoming videos. Bye-bye.